Hey, comic comic fans, I am here to share with you my comic haul from this week. So let's discuss comics right after this. Alright, so welcome back. So what we got are some comics. We're going to start off with Marvel, and then we'll keep it going. Got some Marvel, got some DC, got some indies. A lot of fun books in here. I think I read most of them. So let's get into it. I'm going to try not to give away any spoilers, but I'll give some input into some of the books. So this is a cover by, I did not read it yet, Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 20, Torin Clark cover. Saladin Ahmed has been on the series. I think he's done a really good job with this book. I just haven't been reading it, every week it comes out. So it's pretty good. I believe Marcello Ferreira did the interior art on this. Bought it for the cover. This is cover B. So I think it's pretty dope. I like it. So that was a cover by. Next we got Amazing Spider-Man 51 LR. So there's 51, issue 51, and this is 51 LR. This book kind of focuses on not Spider-Man and not Sin Eater, but it focuses on all the other secondary characters. So Mary Jane, Harry Osborn, Sin Eater, these guys all running around, terrifying everybody. Who else is in here? I think that's pretty much it in terms of... Oh! Doctor Strange and Catwoman are also in here. So, yeah, it's focusing on the secondary characters and where their place is right now in the series. So it seems to be a series that's heating up. Looks like it could be good. Not a lot of Spider-Man in this book. So we'll see where it goes from here. But yeah, it was a fun read. It was a good read. Not really pertinent to the rest of this run, though, unless you want to see what all these secondary characters are doing. Okay, Captain Marvel 23. It's a good series, good book. This is part 2 of the new story arc. Basically, Captain Marvel ends up getting pushed into the future, and she's meeting all these heroes in a post-apocalyptic world, and they're trying to figure out why the world ended the way it did, and she's trying to save, that future. We also find out that Captain Marvel of the future flew into the sun to reignite the sun, and she's pretty much gone. So this is the past Captain Marvel coming into the future to help save the day. This book is spiking a little bit. It is a spec book. It's got the first appearance of Ove. I think it's pronounced Ove. He's Namor's son. And you also have Bridget, and she is Thor's daughter. So a couple of first appearances in here. Really good read. If you like Captain Marvel, Kelly Thompson's been doing a really good job on that series. So if you like Captain Marvel, I'd hop onto it. Now, we're going to get into X of Swords. And the action is building. We haven't gotten to the battles yet. We're on not issue 12, but we're on part 12 of the series. And this is X-Men 14, part 12 of 22 of X of Swords. This is a issue that's focused on Apocalypse and his long-lost wife, Genesis. And she's questioning, if he's still the same Apocalypse. So we'll see. She's giving him some motivation for this fight. Genesis and Apocalypse are on separate sides of the battle, so we'll see where this goes. Should be interesting. And then this week we had part 13 of 22 of X of Swords. This is Marauders number 14. It's a really fun issue. You've got Storm flirting with Death in this issue. They're having a big dinner before the big fight. So you have both sides in the same room having dinner. And I will tell you, Wolverine is having a really bad day in this. He doesn't want to fight because he thinks there's things that could be done to prevent this fight from happening. And there is a pretty shocking ending. Marauders number 15 will actually be part 14 of this series. So we're going to get resolution to that shocking ending really quickly. I don't think much will come from the shocking ending, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. It was a shock, and then it was like, I don't know. I don't know if this can actually happen. You have to read it to know what I'm talking about. But let's just say there's a lot of fun stuff in there. And you all know when Wolverine has a bad day, stuff's about to go down. Alright. I already did this one. Alright, next we got Thor number 9. This is the return of Donald Blake. Wow. I really enjoyed this book. I thought with Donny Cates getting ready for the King in Black and all that null stuff, Thor would throttle down a little bit. And it did like the last 2 issues. But wow. This... I want to see where it goes. It still has a lot to go, but good opening for this. The return of Donald Blake, like I said. This got dark real quick. Loki's in there. Whew. I think I'm more excited to read this than I am King in Black. I don't know. Definitely worth a read, guys. Definitely worth a read. I don't want to give away too much, but get it. And then I got the Thor Phoenix variant. I just thought it was really cool. This is a Jenny Frison cover. I love Jenny Frison, so picked it up. I was going to get the indigenous cover for Thor, but my local shop, which is a little smaller, didn't have any issues left. So I'm sure they're still out there and I'll get one. I just didn't grab one this week. So, all right, we're going to move on to DC. And we're going to start off with Deceased, number 5. I believe this is a 7-part series. Really good. This issue focuses on John Constantine. And in order to beat this virus, this death equation, he did some really bad things in here. So if you're a John Constantine fan and you like John Constantine doing John Constantine things, go ahead and get this book, Deceased Dead Planet, number 5. This is the Ben Oliver movie variant cover. I believe that's the Wonder Woman poster. So there you go on that one. Now we got Dark Knights, Death Metal, Justice League number 56. In this issue you got the Justice League, primarily Hawkgirl trying to free Martian Manhunter, and the rest of the group is trying to get the Legion of Doom freed from their captivity. And basically they achieve both, and now you've got the Legion of Doom coming after the Justice League. And the Justice League is trying to stop Perpetua and her throne, which gives her power from, regenerating and all that stuff. So, good issue. You don't have to read this to understand death metal, though with this issue, maybe it might tie in. I like it. Joshua Williamson's been doing a good job on the book. So, alright. Batman number 102. This is the first full appearance of the Ghostmaker. Or maybe it's the second appearance. We'll see where it goes. But I believe this is the first cover appearance of the Ghostmaker. Both covers A, B, and the 1 in 25 all have the Ghostmaker on it. And you also have some Clown Hunter action in here. Harley Quinn makes a brief comedic appearance. It's a really good book. What I will tell you about the Ghost Hunter is he's tied in to Batman's past. And the Ghost Hunter thinks he can do things better than the Batman. So that seems to... they're going to be battling, I think, for Gotham. And I did manage to snag me one of the 1 in 25 design variant covers by Jorge Jimenez. So I think it's pretty dope. Pretty cool. So snagged one of those. Alright. Now it's the time for what half the populace here tuned in for. And that's the indies. We got Cyberpunk. This is number 3 of 4. The main character, Nadia, she's showing a really human side in this, or humanitarian side. She's willing to, I don't want to say sacrifice her team, but put her team in danger to provide aid to those in need while trying to escape this 100-floor tower with bad guys. And she's also trying to get out the dude Apex, who in a previous mission wiped out her entire trauma team. So Nadia is dealing with a lot of stuff as an EMT with guns blazing in a building full of gangsters trying to keep this guy Apex from getting out. It's a really fun read, really intense read. Action-packed. That brings us to Bang number 5, which is a pretty cool spy book. I liked it. It was 5 issues. The ending felt a little, I don't want to say forced, but sped up. And it's going to lead to, I believe, a volume 2 of this. I'm pretty sure they're going to come out with Bang volume 2. What I will say is, I think, spec-wise, this book might be alright to pick up number 1 if you can find it. There was some spec behind it when it first came out. I could see this translating to television or the movies. But if you're just interested in the story, I would just wait for the trade. Just go grab the trade. There's no reason to read all of these alone. The way the comic in each issue is put together, I think reads a lot better as a trade. So I definitely recommend Bang, but I recommend it as a trade, not getting all the issues, unless you get all the issues at once and read it all in one shot. But Bang, trade material. Unless you're specking on the book, then go ahead and try to find number 1. We've got next up from Image Comics, Walking Dead number 2. I'm sure most of us read this years ago, decade ago or so. The reason I picked this up is because of the Art Adams character variant, which this is Glenn. So I went ahead and got Glenn. As I hit myself in the face with the book. I went ahead and got Glenn, the character variant. So that was a cover buy. I just like these covers. Art Adams is doing something similar with Marvel in their Strange Academy books. So he seems to be focusing on these character shots, portraits. That Texas Blood, which one is this? This is 5. Yep, number 5. It actually says something about it. This series, it's been real good, but a real slow burn, and finally things are happening. So it's well written. The art is very well done. And it keeps you intrigued, and it keeps you wanting to read and come back for more, but very, very slow burn. And in this issue, we finally get some action happening. Some really good stuff is happening in this issue. And so with that slow burn, I was just wondering if I wanted to keep putting money into this book or just wait for a trade, which again, this might be a book that's you're better off suited waiting for a trade. But after the last issue and seeing that there was some actual action happening, I'm going to keep buying the issues and not wait for the trade, at least for one more issue. Last but not least of the week, we have Firepower number 5. This is an awesome joyride of a comic. You've got kung fu action. You've got a really cool family dynamic, so it's really well written. Chris Samney is killing it on art. Robert Kirkman is the writer. This is just awesome. I just every time I pick up this book, I'm like, I can't wait to read it because it's just fun. It's a fun book. So if you want something that's fun, this is a really good book. Firepower. Number 5. So with that said, I guess I got to give you a read of the week this week. Marauders number 14, part 13 of 22 of X of Swords was probably the most fun I had reading a book this week. It had just the right mix of great writing, storytelling, art, and the characters. You really learned a lot about them. There's a lot of conversation happening, and you really got an in-depth look and got to separate who was what, the personalities of each character. And then at the end you get a surprise ending and you get some action, plus there's comedy sprinkled throughout the whole issue. So I think this was a really good job. This is Jerry Dugan writing this. I believe Ben Percy or Benjamin Percy added some words to the book. So again, X of Swords, Marauders, number 13 of 22 of X of Swords. issue 14, Jerry Dugan, Benjamin Percy. Excellent, just an excellent book. Just very well done, very well written. And the art was excellent. Okay, with that said, guys, I did forget 2 books this week. Actually, my local comic shop, which didn't have the Thor Indigenous cover, also didn't have Year Zero. So, number 1. So that's a Benjamin Percy book, zombie apocalypse type deal. Wanted to get it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Did not get that. And I'm also missing one of the bigger books, if not the biggest book of the week, Crossover by Donny Cates. I ordered it in the mail. I don't know what I was thinking, because I could have also got a copy just to read a copy. I didn't pick one up this week, so I'll have one eventually. I didn't dismiss the book. It is on my list. Definitely looks like a good, fun read. Everything I've heard about it says that it's going to be a really cool book. There seems to be limited spec potential according to people I've also talked to about the book, but the story itself, everybody's telling me, seems really cool. So I can't wait to get it and read. So that's it, guys. Remember, new content Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, sometimes on the weekends, when I feel like it. But definitely Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. And peace. Don't forget to do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to go look at those comics for next week. Double peace!